Under the scorching midday sun, a man struggled to push a massive boulder blocking the road. His face was flushed red from exhaustion, his breath was heavy, his calloused hands, his tensed muscles. He was giving it everything he had. It seemed like he was about to collapse. But why was he doing this? No one forced him to move the boulder. No one would care if he gave up. But there was one thing he didn't know. Just a moment more, and his fate would change forever. Stay with me and listen to this story, because after hearing it, you might start seeing life differently too. Long ago, in a distant kingdom, there was a wealthy and wise lord named Haran. He ruled not only with strength, but also with intelligence and compassion. One day, Lord Haran decided to test his people. He ordered his soldiers to place a massive boulder in the middle of the main road leading to the city. No one knew why the boulder was there, but from that moment on, the lives of those passing by were no longer the same. On the first day, wealthy merchants rode past, frowning in annoyance. What a nuisance! Why is there a boulder on the royal road? Someone should remove it. But none of them stepped down from their horses to do anything. The next day, farmers carrying goods to the market also encountered the boulder. They grumbled, cursed, and tried to find a way around it. Doesn't anyone take care of the roads? Lord Haran should do something about this. Complaints echoed in the air, but no one took action. They just stood there, complained, and left. Then one morning, a man arrived. Elias was a poor man who made his living growing vegetables and selling them in the market. Every day he carried heavy baskets of produce along that road to the city. He didn't have much money, no status, but he had something no one else had, a determined spirit and a strong heart. The boulder was heavier than Elias had expected. It didn't budge an inch. Sweat dripped down his forehead. He tried again. This time he pressed his entire body against the rock. Still it didn't move. Fatigue crept into his muscles. Elias looked around. No one was helping him. People merely stopped, watched, shook their heads, and walked away. At that moment, a familiar voice echoed in his mind. "My son, if you want to change your life, you must do what others are afraid to do." It was something his mother had told him when he was a child. Elias clenched his fists. He couldn't give up. He bent down, took a deep breath. Then with every ounce of strength left in him, he pushed one more time. This time the boulder began to shift. Elias gritted his teeth and pushed even harder. Thud! The boulder rolled aside, revealing something unexpected beneath it. When Elias arrived, he saw the giant boulder blocking the way. He immediately realized he couldn't simply walk past it. But instead of complaining or turning around, Elias put down his baskets and thought. He had two choices. One, like everyone else, take the longer, easier route around. Two, try to move the boulder. Elias took a deep breath. Then he placed his hands on the boulder and started to push. Right where the boulder had been, there was an old leather pouch. Elias picked it up, his heart pounding as he opened it. Inside were gold coins shimmering in the sunlight, along with a small note. His hands trembled as he read the words. "If you have found this pouch, it means you have courage and perseverance. This gold is a reward for those who do not fear challenges. Remember, in life, every obstacle is not a barrier, but an opportunity to grow stronger." Elias could hardly believe his eyes. He looked back at the boulder he had just moved, the same boulder that everyone else had only complained about but never dared to face. He had done what no one else was willing to do. And now his life would never be the same again. A lesson for all of us. Have you ever felt like life placed a huge boulder in your path? Maybe it's a difficult job, a dream that seems impossible, or a challenge that feels too overwhelming. But remember this: the lazy complain, the smart find ways around it, But only the brave face the obstacle and change their destiny. Just like Elias, if you dare to do what others are afraid of, life will reward you in ways you never imagined. So, will you walk around the boulder or will you push it away? If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can continue sharing more inspiring stories. Every challenge in life is just an opportunity in disguise. If you have the courage, the reward is always waiting for you ahead. See you in the next story.